game number 2, live odds, sportsbookreview.com. Midwest Regional, Kansas City. The late game, 6:30 Pacific Thursday night. Purdue and Kansas. Kansas 4.5, 156.5 the total. Kansas, I felt, caught a break by losing early in the Big 12 tournament. Only had to play one game over a span of 13 days. They went out and scored 190 in the first 2 rounds last week. Brian, maybe the best endgame with Mason and Jackson. The best one-on-one offensive players in the nation. Can play off each other. Both can get to the basket, can pull up for jumpers. They both can lob to each other for dunks, and you saw that in single-digit games with Jackson playing, 13-2. Both losses came in overtime. But are you concerned about the size and depth up front? Not a lot of fouls to give.
Well, yeah, and that's, if you're going to beat Kansas, the way to beat them is to pound the ball down low. And you talked about that number, 4.5. We're starting to see 5s pop up on the Jayhawks right now. If you do like the Kansas side, this is one of those situations you probably want to get to the window sooner rather than later. And, yeah, I mean, you talk about the Michigan State game. Look, Landon Lucas got into foul trouble that forced Dwight Colby, a guy who averages 5 minutes a game, into action. But you know what? Colby played really well, and that may be good prep for this game. We always look for guys who didn't have an impact during the regular season that all of a sudden play big come the postseason. Dwight Colby may be one of those guys. Here's what Frank Mason said after the game. Quote, "Colby gave us the spark we needed. Landon got in foul trouble, and he came in prepared and ready to play. We're going to need that moving forward because you never know who's going to get in foul trouble or an injury or anything like that."
Now, can Purdue take advantage of the front court? They got Swanigan. They got Biggie down there and Haas. They beat Iowa State 37-23 on the boards. Swanigan, definitely an NBA player. They made 23 of 38 two-point attempts, but they stepped slow on defense, not pressuring the ball as well. You saw what Burton was able to do, and Iowa State got a lot of great looks, especially in the second half when they made that run down 19. But the Boilermakers, 288 in the nation in turnovers percentage forced, 305 in steal percentage. Can they disrupt Mason and get Kansas to maybe hurry and do what they don't like to do? And, Bill Self wasn't happy with the shot selection in that win against Michigan State.
Well, yeah, I mean, Purdue, when they've lost this year, the problems have been a defense that's not particularly efficient. Now, Kansas, they have 64 field goal attempts, 15 free throw attempts versus Sparty. In all of those possessions, only 6 turnovers. Mason didn't have any in that ballgame. Here's a Purdue defense that only forced 7 turnovers against Iowa State, and again, allowed 60 field goal attempts, 14 free throw attempts in that ballgame. So you have an offense that's not going to turn the ball over and a defense that's not going to force turnovers. Advantage, Kansas Jayhawks.
All right. Going to be a hell of a game. Should be a lot of fun. Although I wouldn't just pencil them in, Teddy. They've had problems in Kansas City. It's no lock by any stretch.
No, I don't think it's a lock at all. I mean, what did I say going into the tournament? That Purdue, of all the teams out of the Big Ten, Purdue's the one that's live to make the run of the Final Four. I will not sell the Boilermakers short. And I have not made a wager on that game. If I'm going to bet, my initial lean is towards the over. But it's probably not a game I'm going to have action.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.